so the moonlight touched their souls, heralding a glorious rebirth.
Beware the moon.
At dusk, the seagull speaks. We with our red plumage are ill-suited for this age.
For those with noble hearts,
Even in the days when the Volooth name was known from tongue to tongue. All my clan desired was to walk free upon this land, as we were born to do.
Live as the freeborn must, in the wild winds of liberty. Cast thy sovereign soul into the world, and should it not find its place, let defiance be its course.
Resist, as she does, a life ablaze in crimson, never yielding to the mundane. Just as she does, the Vinland charting her way through the storm of idealism. Yet, the seagull's omen proves true. Those who do not belong are dashed upon the waves. In her exile, the snowfields rob her of warmth. The warmth she lost because of me. Lagerta, what is the meaning of struggling against the tides of time?
Lagerta, this fleeting existence will soon fade into nothingness upon the ocean's surge. Let us dare to face it with courage.
I.
Last year, Team BLK, composed of 5 college classmates, faced a narrow defeat against the seasoned powerhouse team SRE, bringing their journey in the CLA preliminaries to an unexpected halt. Now, as the team members graduate and embark on
late nights, bright screens, countdowns, begun, dreams and night. We're all in, no turning back when there's a chance. We hold on tight. We sink in time, side by side tonight. Because the line with hearts, alright. We chase the dream. We shine so bright, all feels right. Clock can't spin and time won't slow. Every moment drifts and fades away. Now the moment feels past, holding tight. We rise as one under the neon light, chasing the legends, rival glory. We won't fall through fire,
pitch black carriage rolls toward the mansion. A place warm and familiar. A place I call home. Beneath the dome adorned with pomegranate seeds, all is strange. All is twisted. Miss Saucer and Mr. Coatrack are longtime companions. A whirling chaos hides a secret. The illusions crumble. The faint horizon is no paradise. This lingering dream feels like nothing more than a wistful sigh.
And we are live. Welcome to IVA Challenger Mode, the Demon King's Arena. I am Gummy here with my co-caster Poch. It is the last day, so this is it.
This is it. This is the last day, guys, and I'm so glad to see some new faces and also some old faces in the chat. I see two Rose Kissers here. I see Jenny, LVSR. I see B Cuties. I see Babe Hoon in the chat. What's going on, guys? As Gummy said, this is the last day of that Demon King Arena, this challenge mode of sorts. If you guys have tuned into the previous week, this is quite the interesting tournament, and it has quite the unique mechanics, which I'm about to say since I'm going to start things off because Gummy threw it to me. Anyway, this is a new challenger mode called the Demon King's Arena. This is much different from the competitive tournament, so don't expect a lot of picks and bans, first half, second half. Only one side of the faction will be playing for the whole duration of the stream, meaning the hunter of Koi or the hunter of, who's the other team?
GX.
GX will be playing the whole time against the opposition. So no changes in factions, and it will be a best of 3 game.
Yes, and during this tournament, the top 4 hunters will not be allowed, which is Gomen, Holobu, Ivy, and Opera Singer. However, all the newly released characters will be allowed, meaning Peddler, Meteorologist, Archer, and Escapologist are all allowed. And during this event, if QS and Lanternist are released, they will be allowed, but they were not released, so you will not be seeing them.
But what we'll be seeing is Vanilla Kinda in the chat. What's going on? Also, YP saying what's up to you. So on to the interesting part. There are no ban picks for the survivors and hunters. It will be completely random. So we will be deciding the survivors and hunters by spinning a wheel.
Yes, and on the survivor side, the wheel will be spun until 4 non-overlapping survivors are chosen. Those 4 characters are the only options for the survivor side, and as we can see, it will be GX versus Koi. We did see last time that
it was GX survivors and Koi's hunter. Yes.
And Koi's hunter did get the win for his team.
Yes, ma'am. So, on the hunter side of the wheel, it will be spun, no overlapping. 5 characters will be chosen, and me and Gummy have our own little prediction sidelines going on. So if you guys want to play along, I don't know if we could put up polls in the chat, but we'll ask you guys who you think is going to take this. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to introduce Koi's survivors here. We have NDZR, Yushin Blue, Noob Spectre, shoutouts, Koi, and Peepee. And just a quick shout out to our Lord and Savior Chocho. Koi is actually Shadow, and Peepee is actually one of the pro players. So Koi's team's looking quite strong here.
Yeah, we do. And NDZR is also known as Zir. And yeah, Koi is Shadow from previous FT team, and PP is the Survivors previous Sky team. So we also have a lot of ex-Koa players here, which is exciting. We can see some incredible gameplays. And we talked about the hunter side, so the map picks will be decided with a coin flip. All maps are allowed in this tournament, which means Darkwoods, Crayboard, Race Course, White Sand, Street Asylum, and Golden Cave are all available.
And as mentioned, it is a best of 3. Whichever faction wins 2 games is the winner and gets the prize of 200 smackaroonies. If there's a tie, there will be a game 3. And if there is a tie with game 3, the total points will determine the winner. If total points are the same, the hunter faction will be the automatic winner. So, again, we'll be updating you guys on how this tournament format will be played. But it's basically luck, and it's basically how the teams kind of roll with the dice and roll with the spin of the wheel as we look at GX's survivors, The Last Human and Hetian. If you guys have been following the SEA scene, Hetian and The Last Human, really strong hunter players from Thailand.
Yeah, The Last Human has been in GX for quite some time. We did see them in the qualifier stage for Southeast Asia, and Hetian is the previous hunter for Sky. So also a lot of really long-time players and other co-op players. So we have high hopes for the hunter side. Hopefully the luck will also be on their side so they can get the revenge for their survivor side, since last time they weren't able to get that win.
Yeah, hopefully, right? Because it was a pretty competitive game in the second round, but I believe it was the Wu Chang and what was the Bon Bon to be able to get the win for Koi's Hunter last week. If you guys haven't seen that, do check it out. It's in Nello Mello's YouTube channel. but it's quite intense when it came down to the race course track. And also those maps, we last week we saw all new maps. We saw a very interesting White Sand Asylum. We saw, oh wow, we're just gonna run straight into the wheel selection here. Okay, we're jumping straight into it. Here we go, Gummy.
All right, we'll see how balanced the survivors teams are, and it does look like we have our first survivor female dancer. It's looking pretty strong.
Yeah, depending on where the map is going to be, I believe it's going to be in Moonlit, but dancer quite strong, quite the territorial survivor. She can play as a really good kiter, and also can set up a really good spot. So dancer is the first one, and pair that up with a prospector.
Prospector. Oof. Yeah, the lineup's looking pretty strong. Usually it's not as important to have rescuers, since the hunters they don't have that kind of pressure unless it's the Goatman, Hullabaloo.
Oh yeah.
Since they're not allowed, it's not too much of an issue. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, are we gonna get
way.
it? No,
We
mind's eye. It took all tournament, but we're finally gonna get it on the last day. A mind's eye. The mind's eye, folks.
Everyone, not for the side of the survivors. So.
Yeah, that's one. Let's see if they're gonna get anyone else in the mix here. It seems like, are we gonna get a mechanic? Wow, mechanic.
Oh.
This is Gummy. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is one of the worst lineups like, for survivors, just because the mind's eye there. The mind's eye's there. The mechanic helped out in the race course track, but having having the mind's eye in the mix here, I wonder who's gonna play the mind's eye, bro.
I mean, if we try to think about the strengths of Mind's Eye, she can see through walls. So if it was White Sand Street Asylum, it would be great.
Yes,
but this is a big map, right? As you said, I think it was Moonlit River Park.
Yep.
She's
not allowed to ride, dude. She cannot. And it seems like is it gonna is it gonna stop there? Is it her? Oh, sorry, my thing froze. Is it Hermit?
Okay. It's a Hermit. Yes. Our first hunter is Hermit.
Oh, there you go. Okay, Hermit. Oh my gosh, in this map we've seen. Yeah, that's true.
So often.
Yeah, but we've only seen it. Well, yeah, but NTT brought it out, so shout out to NTT. And in this map, it could help out a lot, and Wu Chang as well. I mean, you talked about the different changes to Wu Chang and him being sort of viable. Dongshun bringing him out in IVL. In this map, you know what? A lot of mobility could really catch some mind's eyes and some mechanics. So next spin here. Is it gonna be Feaster? How come we didn't put any of these hunters down? Feaster. Feaster's the next one. Why did we not put any of these hunters down? Oh no.
We're not doing very good on our predictions.
We're not.
Interesting lineup for the hunter side so far.
Oh, no!
Yes.
Oh, keep going. Darn it. Oh, it's Clark! It's Clark.
That was definitely okay. It's a clerk.
It's a clerk.
I don't know how that's a clerk, but apparently that's a clerk, everyone.
Apparently. I'd be really salty if I picked Nightmare. It wasn't. But a clerk.
It was like the line was on Nightmare.
But you got this one.
Yes.
Soul Weaver to close out the picks
Finally
here.
Getting that advantage.
However, you got two hunters that cipher control in the Hermit and the Clerk. You got a very mobile hunter in Wu Chang and kind of a control or setup based hunter with Feaster and Soul Weaver in a huge map, right? And I'm just thinking with Hutien and Last Human. I know Last Human, the last time I saw him like very competitive or really good was with Breaking Wheel, and unfortunately that wasn't chosen. In a map like this, what kind of hunters would you want to see him use? Or Hutien?
I mean, Wu Chang has been doing really good in the tournament scene, and he's been picked a lot more than we've ever seen him before, so I think he's a very viable pick. And if you want to also have a hunter with a lot of mobility, Hermit is also good. He has that teleportation orb that can just get him across web maps.
Yeah, just around the map.
And so, yeah, I mean, if it's a big map, I think they need to choose a hunter that has a lot of mobility that just helps them get around and down survivors faster, because they have to travel quite a lot of distance. So yeah, I mean, we've seen Hermit do like that trick where he goes on the second floor and then he gets even more distance by so in that sense. I mean, I know you like the Feaster, Do you think you might be able to see a feaster?
First of all, NTT likes the feaster, so shout outs to him. But I think if it was a red church, if it was an arms factory, sure. But in a map like this, even though you have a mind's eye in the other team, could be risky. This, like you said, this could be GX's time to kind of get that revenge. So who do you guys think is favored, or what kind of plays, or which hunter do you think GX's hunter will be using? Let us know. I see Just the Girls in the chat. I see SC Courage saying these are so ... Not sure. Turbo's Kisser does say Hermit wouldn't work because bot can tank 2 hits, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
That's a good
correct.
point. That is a
Yeah.
good point. Yeah.
So maybe possibly the Wu Chang, because Wu Chang did work a lot in the Golden Caves.
Yeah,
and
he did so good.
He did. So imagine if you're able to have an early down onto the mind's eye or the mechanic to stop the cipher rush from happening. You have advantage when it comes to map mobility. I think you can kind of snowball your pressure into having, like, let's say the first elimination and 3 ciphers still remaining. So we'll see as Two Bros Kisser Feaster win 4K King
Yes.
on that Feaster. On Moonlit, is that still gonna be a thing? I'm not
Go
sure.
for it. Whoever, if you have the confidence, like you said last time. I mean, we saw the breaking wheel on Sacred Heart Hospital. I got the 4K, so anything is possible.
True, very true. Kang Soren, no, this, I believe it is going to be Moonlit River Park. That is going to be the map that we're going to play in it. Racecourse was quite interesting last week. So here we have it. Oh, it's the Soul Weaver. And Noob Spectre, give him your strength because he'll be on that mind's eye.
I mean,
why are you laughing, Jagami? Why are you laughing?
I've been asking for mind's eye like every single tournament. I was like, mind's eye. That's going to be like the breaking of the Survivor team, and we actually got the mind's eye. So it's like, we want the survivors to, still be able to do their best, but it's like, now we get to see how they're going to play around this character. They are going to be able to get that cipher rush, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Hunter's going to go for either the mind's eye or the mechanic, most likely. If the hunter doesn't, I mean, they're going to have that cipher rush potential. So he has to find at least one of them. They're going to most likely be on opposite sides of the map so that they can't be targeted, right? So, what if this actually ends up favoring the survivors? Very unlikely, but it's a possibility, right?
It's a possibility. It's Soul Weaver. Soul Weaver needs to set up a lot. The first kite needs to be so good on the survivor side. I think when the first down happens, that's kind of closer to the win condition of the hunter, because who's running Tide Turner on? Maybe it's the mechanic, but you have to travel all the way to the other side of the map. If Dancer gets first chase too, she could set up her boxes, but if the webs are there, she could just easily get the hit and make the Dancer transition away. So Hetian on this, chat, if you guys know Hetian, did he bring out the Soul Weaver in Koa? I think I've seen his Soul Weaver somewhere. So if that's the case, if Hetian does have a Soul Weaver in his back pocket, I think Koi survivors are in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to really have enough webs to get around. So it just really depends on how well this hunter utilizes his limited webs. And if he can use it around, I've seen a lot of Soul Weavers chair and then make a straight path to one of the cipher machines with the webs. So then he goes, harasses, and comes right back to the chair. So that is one of the techniques Soul Weavers use that could really help them also camp the chair, but also pressure cipher machine. So in that sense, Soul Weaver can get around, but do you want to use all that webs just to have that ability, or do you want it to down the next character? So it's like, you just need to really think about your resources when you go into the game.
Yeah, that's true, especially with the trade-off. Is it going to work out in your favor? Is it not? Because that's a heavy investment for you to be able to do that. Right. However, I'm looking at the Survivor team, and not that much have the gift of mobility. We don't have a patient. We don't have a forward. We don't have a mercenary to kind of pull away from the trapped web. So if they're caught up in let's say the god kiting area or some paladin areas where the spider or the Soul Weaver can set up the spider webs, could be a little tough for them to get out. But then again, this is the Demon King Challenge, so anything could be possible. Let us know what you think in the chat. Are you for GX's GX's Hunter to win this, or Koi's Survivors? Shoutouts to Mr. Flamingo that's in the chat. Also Miyaki, Just a Girl who's married to 487. I had to read that out loud. Oh, well, the whole thing. So shoutouts to you. Vanilla Kinda that's here as well. Shoutouts to each and every one of you. and let us know as we check out the spawn locations.
Yeah, they've chosen the general spawns.
Uh-oh.
Interesting. We have the decoders all on the right side of the map.
I think the mechanic has Tide Turner. That's what I think, that like if
Yeah,
he spawns
most
close
likely.
to the mind's eye, he'll
Right.
be the one to get first rescue or first save. Because like we pointed out last time, sometimes the mechanic bot is way more valuable than the actual mechanic. So if she actually gets the first kite, that's totally fine as long as the bot maybe is gonna hide out in the 2-story area or she's gonna drop it somewhere else.
Yeah, and if the mind's eye gets the first chase, she's just gonna get on that roller coaster and leave this area immediately. So I guess that is the strategy for the side of Koi survivors.
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting a little confused, but that's okay.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, and then we'll see that the Soul Weaver has chosen to spawn in that corner walls right next to the Mechanic. So Mechanic most likely going to be the first chase, unless he suddenly like changes directions and decides to go for that first stop area.
Just the girl in chat is like, let the mind's eye go to the middle, queen. Like, okay.
Sacrifice the mind's eye.
She'll hit the second stop, just so that she'll be able to go all the way to the third stop. But that's gonna be a little too tough. I wonder if they're actually gonna have the second stop open so that the mind's new Spectre can head all the way to the third stop. But it really depends. You pointed out that Hatian did spawn closer to the second story area, so it's kind of a coin toss if he's gonna chase after the mechanic or the mind's eye, because both of them kind of have their own merits and pros and cons for chasing one another. But without further ado, it's Gummy and Potch Spice at your service for this first match.
Yeah, and it does look like he's entered the second story area immediately. The bot has been spawned outside of the second story area. Is the hunter going to be able to see it? He doesn't see the bot, so the bot is alive for now. We can see his little feet sticking out, but the hunter is still going for that mechanic.
Yeah, so mechanic, job well done, has already got the attention of this hunter and away from that bot. So slow box is actually going to help him loop around this area. Mind you, the mind's eye is the best when she's not on screen, so she'll be decoding like crazy while Hatian's gonna try and down this first survivor.
Yeah, wow, she's just looping around this working carousel, is going to be able to drop down that pallet. Hunter is now going to utilize his webs that he's been building up, and it looks like he will be able to catch up, but there's another pallet here for her to utilize, and she can use that pallet to vault. She's stuck out here in the open, will be taking the first hit.
Yeah, do follow IDV Hatian at YouTube, guys. So first hit, courtesy of Hatian. He is gonna keep looping this area, but at this time, Gummy, Cypher progress is looking quite strong. Looking at it, it seems like Prospector also did carry Tide Turner, so after he's done popping that Cypher, might focus on getting the first save, but PP doing a great job surviving so far. Goes for the flywheel just to turn this corner, but unfortunately does fall down here, but it's all good. He still has that mechanic bot to work with.
Yeah, I mean, we already see the mind's eyes already popped the first Cypher machine, so things are looking good. The bot is still up and running, so they already have an extra survivor decoding while someone pressures the chair. We do see there is tinnitus onto this hunter, and he's just going to be breaking all these pallets and these slow boxes so that he's going to try and prevent this mechanic from getting that rebound kite.
It seems like we do see, okay, Yush is already here. The Prospector has to set up. Well, he did eat that web bomb, but now gets the rescue right before he's actually going to fall. He's going to go for a double down. Seems like he's going to focus his attention onto the mind's eye. Mind's eye gets the spit. Going to go for just the last effort, and actually a good farm off hit onto PP.
Yeah, so the mechanic will be going down, but she was saved with Tide Turner, so she still has a little more time. We can see that almost 3 Cypher machines are completed. We see the 4th Cypher machine already at 70%, so it is the... Oh, we can see a little bit of harassment here. Is able to get the stun with his magnet. Gonna push the hunter away. Now that gives the mechanic time to get away, but oh, he's gonna get the double down onto the Prospector and mechanic.
So I like the idea of Yush. It was good, but unfortunately he was just 1/4 health away from falling down, so might be forced up to use his exit path. We do have the Dancer that's already here, unfortunately unable to get the pallet slam, but they might be able to actually prevent this rescue up until that last Cypher is going to get primed, but he's going to play this very well. He's going to just go for the regular hit. He's going to try to prevent it as much as possible, forcing another hit, and now the last Cypher is not ready just yet.
Yeah, is able to get the rescue onto the mechanic. We see the body block of this female dancer, but she's going to be going down with 2 survivors down. The mechanic's last chair, but Hunter is going to chair this female dancer because he doesn't know how much progress is on the last cipher machine.
And that's the thing, the Prospector unfortunately has used up the exit path, so he can definitely pressure this chair. The mechanic is all good, but now you're gonna pressure this rescue from happening, but you gotta be careful because, oh, the Prospector didn't bring borrowed time. So now it's the Mind's Eye, folks, the MVP of this tournament. Let's see if Noob Spectre, give him your energy, how he's gonna try to approach this rescue because Cypher is already primed.
You're right, they're just waiting for the end game. Cipher machines are popped.
Oh my.
It's the end game. We see
my God.
dancers on the chair. Prospector can't get up. Hunter's now going for this Mind's Eye and catching it really quick.
Oh, that was a good drop. Noob Spectre!
But unfortunately, we'll be getting the down to the Mind's Eye. The exit gates are not opening up. Prospector still hasn't gotten up. No one's rescuing the female dancer. We see
But the bot's gonna try to go for the heal up onto Yush maybe, but he's gonna try to go for a spit on the web, but the Prospector's already healed up, so that's good. Mechanic bot is out. Yush has to run for the hills here, but it's gonna be hard out in the open here. We have a full present Soul Weaver on his tail.
Yeah, and the exit gate is still not being opened. We see the Hunter is now on the Prospector. Mind's Eye is going to be running out soon. We see a magnet onto this Hunter. Is he going to be able to get the stun? Hunter going all the way around, utilizing his web spin. Oh, and he avoids it, but he's at 75%. Oh, and the slow falls with the web. He's able to down this Prospector.
Yeah, the flywheel was brilliant, so he was able to avoid that. But now Hutien could actually change up to teleport because the exit gate now is going to start to open. He can actually just cocoon just for him to get the solid 3, but he can actually, yeah, he's going to do that and possibly teleport because he's going to have to go all in here. But seems like he might be just content with the 3-person elimination. But Hutien kind of cooking here, folks. Again, the start, the mechanic bot unable to get found out, but at the end of the day, he was still able to get the 3-person elimination.
Yeah, and the exit gate has just been opened, and it looks like the mechanic is able to secure that 1-man escape. Oh, wow. I mean, if we talk about the game, it was looking so good for the side of the survivors. They had all Cypher machines primed and ready. They had 4 survivors, but unfortunately, we got the self-heal already finished on the side of the Prospector, so that started to look bad on the side of the survivors. We had the mechanic on the chair, so the female dancer went for that rescue, but then that ended up being a double down. Mechanic did get away and was the sole survivor in this entire game, but at what cost?
I thought it would be the Mind's Eye to be the sole survivor, not gonna lie, but I think on the Koi's survivor side, at least they kind of prevented the 4-man elimination, which is all good. But yeah, people in the chat saying, oh, another thing that did fall into place for the Hunter is that the Prospector went a full kiting build and didn't bring borrowed time. So he wasn't able to get up. The mechanic bot had to be the one to they had to expend a resource, right? Because you usually want to leave the mechanic bot at the gate, and then maybe the mechanic could kind of help out. But yeah, it just seemed like the start was kind of in favor of the survivors. That was an excellent kite at the start from the mechanic. But as you saw, it was kind of funny. Yeah, I think the mechanic is the MVP because had the most kiting time and also got the escape. But if you think about it, just the way that Hutien played that, slowly injure the survivors, slowly expend the resources, keep everything in that side of the map, and he was able to get the victory there. So clean play on Hutien's side.
Yeah, I mean, it was a wonderful job on the Prospector. He was able to free the mechanic from being chaired, pushed the Hunter away, and then he died for this mechanic. But then...
so dramatic.
Yeah, but then at the end,
he gave himself for the mechanic.
Did everything for this mechanic, and she got out, so...
This is coming from a quick match, I think, or like rank game you played or something. This is coming from somewhere, Goey. But yes, we've all been there, right? We give our all to the survivor, and they're just like, okay, bye, see you.
I mean, mechanic had to go to the opposite side of the map because she was dead on chair, so there's no way she's gonna go for that rescue. So that's why the Mind's Eye had to come in for the rescue instead. But yeah, it was too hard. She was so far away, and as you mentioned, he didn't have borrowed time, so yeah, we have the stats on.
Yep, and it was the mechanic to get 94-second containment time, but only have like 91. Oh wow, decoding and containment time at the 90% mark. But as you said, it kind of started to fall into place when Yush did get downed when he gave his all towards that chase, and from then on it was kind of hard because the female dancer had to come in, the Mind's Eye had to come in. They didn't have enough tide turners to cycle through. I think, yeah, some people said it could have been a tie. yes, if the may. I'm trying to think because like the mechanic still had a tide turner to use, but who was going to open up the gate at that time? And the hunter had detention, so I think it could have gone worse for the survivors. To be honest, I think Hetian played this one very well. It was I think it was kind of curtains when the prospector fell. We used up the self heal and just fell again, and they were kind of forced into like a tie situation or at least a 3-man elimination at best.
Yeah, so it does look like they were able to do a really strong start on the side of the survivors with the characters that they had, and we can see the mind's eye had the most decoding at 200%. So wonderful job on that mind's eye. But as you've mentioned, the persona build is just so important. Having that full kite onto the prospector actually end up hurting the survivors. So yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we can try to control these variables, but at the end of the day, you know, when it comes to the character picks and the synergy, it's really up to the players. So still a good job on both faction side because you don't normally see this. Actually, you don't see this lineup at all in competitive with a Mind's Eye coming in. So only here in the challenge mode, Demon King's Arena for day number 4. At least we could check that off our bingo card, Gummy, that the Mind's Eye was chosen, because I thought this whole time we were not going to see the Mind's Eye at all. But now, thankfully, come game number 2, the Mind's Eye cannot be chosen, right? It cannot be chosen. We will be heading towards a break, folks, so do stay tuned. More Identity 5 when we come back. All right. And welcome back, folks. Must have been the wind, or it could have been me, or it could have been Gummy saying stuff. But the reason, well, I don't know, because like if you guys would stay up late with me, if you guys know, it's gonna be IVT NAEU, and I gotta get up in like less than 6 hours to do that. So this is gonna be a fun one if it goes all 3 games. And Gummy can't hold her, dude. Pick your hunter. Can you pick your hunter already? You won that round.
Oh, Dream Witch. I added Dream Witch.
Oh, Dream Witch. Okay.
Calm down, Potch.
Pick your hunter.
Potch is in a lot of stress, but I mean, if you're a fan of Potch, you get to see him now. You get to see him 6 hours later again.
They'll be sleeping. I want them to sleep. You guys gotta sleep. You catch me in the VODs, but I don't want you guys staying up so late.
You. They're there to support you, Potch.
Would you stay up? Would you stay up? Would you support me as a friend?
I have plans for tomorrow, so unfortunately, I would really want to. If I just didn't have plans, I would be there for you, Potch. I promise.
Again, you're like a super best friend right now, Gummy. Thank you for
exactly.
always supporting me, never making fun of me, and always having my back.
I would
Appreciate
never. I would never.
Your nose is growing, dude. You're like Pinocchio right now. Stop with the lion. Anyway, but yes, IVT NAU is going to be happening in less than 8 hours or so. I got to get up early, but we still got to spin this wheel, and we got to be able to watch these matches. Hopefully, y'all are still locked in with us, Vanilla Kinda. So, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Fyodor, SC Courage, hello, NDZR. Shout outs to you guys. And it's all good at Vanilla Kinda if you're not gonna be up for IVT. You be like Gummy. She's you prioritize your sleep. There's gonna be the VODs.
Right. We had stuff to do. We're gonna spin the wheel and get the first survivor. It's gonna be Enchantress.
Enchantress.
So a harasser. So the win condition for the hunter is to get a 3 or more man elimination. If they get a tie, we do get a game 3. So the survivors want to at least get to the game 3 and get a possible win. They have to be able to at least tie this round.
Ooh, man. Okay, mercenary. Okay, this survivor lineup's kind of cooking, so it's good. And there are going to be no more Mind's Eye because Mind's Eye was played in the previous ones. So at least they do have a mercenary and enchantress in this lineup. Follow it up with, hey, this is looking pretty strong. Acrobat. So yeah, the survivor lineup's doing really good. They got a double decoder in the first round. They could get a possible double rescuer. Maybe I'm jinxing it. Maybe I shouldn't. But yeah, 4th survivor. Do we keep going? Oh, lawyer. This is looking pretty alright.
This is really nice for the survivor side. Yeah.
They got really good kiting. Let's hope they don't get like a chip damage type hunter that just injures everyone, because if they do, then they don't have any healing. But with the Enchantress changes, she kind of gets her stack she gets her stack faster. Lawyer, no terror shocks. Mercenary, a stable rescuer, and you still got that steady Acrobat that I believe Acrobat could just go with any lineup. So now, here we have it. Hunters. Our hunters. Yes. Give me something, chat. Give me some. We didn't put Naiad, dude. Naiad coming into the mix here.
Interesting.
We did not predict Naiad. There's not in our bingo cards.
We're not doing stupidity predictions this time around.
That's what you said.
Worse?
Hey, but you got the Soul Weaver, and the Soul Weaver was chosen, so don't count yourself out.
Got pretty lucky. Ooh, undead?
Percy?
Why do we keep getting undead?
That was still since day one.
Why don't we ever predict undead?
We never put undead, right? We never put undead. What the heck?
Okay.
All right, let's.
Second pick. Wheel once again is spun, and we're gonna get the. Is it Geisha?
The one time I don't put Geisha and I put Anne instead.
She's like your favorite pick. You're like #1 pick, and you didn't pick her this time, and she gets popped out.
Thanks. Adding salt to the wound there, Gummy.
It's okay, it's not over.
It stings. Here we go, and it's gonna be a Hell Ember or Clown. Is it Clown? Clown! Interesting. Yeah, smiley face. Smiley face. Yes, smiley face. Smiley face is in the chat for the Clown. Yeah.
What is his actual... It's smiley face. This is Hunter.
I believe.
Right?
Yes, I believe so. Oh no!
Oh
no! Oh no!
Ooh, what? Is that a Dream Witch? Oh my goodness!
Spin again.
The prediction again. That's crazy.
This is the worst last day.
Dream
I'm
Witch.
resigning. It's the worst. What kind of predictions did I do? Ah, we
got
didn't
the
see a single
smiley
Ripper.
face
We had
for the fourth
smiley
one.
face.
Fifth
or
one is Dream
clown.
Witch.
If production can hear us,
There
there
we
you
go,
go. There you go. And Dream Witch to cap it
Witch.
off.
Yes.
Not gonna lie, I think you might get this one again.
I mean.
No,
Uh-huh.
no, because like looking at the lineup.
I
Oh wait,
think it's gonna be
depend.
Dream Witch.
Yeah, wait. What's the map though?
It's hospital.
It's hospital. Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I think
yeah, it has to be Dream Witch.
because like Naiad with the different elevations, and then they can
Elevations.
like kite in ruins and like avoid the water area, and you have to be able to see where the survivors are. Naiad not looking too strong. Geisha also. I mean, this is a survivor-sided map, right?
Supposedly,
Oh.
but that's what we said about Breaking Wheel.
That's right. That's true. That's
So
true.
we can't put ourselves in the corner like that.
I mean,
I would
yeah.
say I would say maybe if you're gonna prioritize how the hunters kind of played out, maybe a Dream Witch priority is like possibly gonna be the first like pick
Wow.
that they could go for, because Hutien I
Yes.
know has a Dream Witch.
Uh-huh.
Maybe if he doesn't like Dream Witch, Geisha might be the next one, because she's
Yeah, Geisha's a
technically
possibility.
this like a stable one, I guess,
Yeah.
if you're trying to go for that tie.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Oh, wait,
Survive.
Smiley
Yeah, so-
Face has been doing really good after his buff. Now that I think about it.
I would say yes. He
Uh-huh.
definitely counters Enchantress and the stuns, but you pointed out the change of
Uh-huh.
elevations might be a little tough, and there's a lot of windowed areas outside. I mean, he can crash; it's still fine,
Yeah.
and he has better turns.
Mhm.
But yeah, I guess maybe it could be a toss-up between either Geisha or Clown
Yeah.
for
I guess-
second. Mhm.
Yeah. I guess it really depends on what Hetien is better at playing. He's gonna pick his strongest hunter. He's gonna finish this in game 2 so that you can go to bed earlier.
Yes, yes. And Two Bros Kisser, yes. The current buffs are in this one. So all the changes, because we don't have a tournament server.
Yes.
So whatever you guys are playing with now, it is here.
Oh right, so all the new personas that just got updated, they're all implied applied in this game.
Yes. So
Yeah.
the changes to there's a lot of changes so they're all here.
The
But
new personas added, they got 10 more points
mhm.
and a lot of adjustments.
One important thing also is most importantly the hunter changes are in play as well. That's why last week we were hoping for like a Ripper, or we
Right.
saw like the Bon chair camp was really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Here though, I think one notable thing from the hunters is, I mean, Percy did receive some changes here and there, but I think the biggest one is Clown, that he can he just has to install his rocket once again, but he doesn't lose the part once he does get stunned by the Enchantress.
Yeah, so like a lot of updates this time around. And yeah, we're just waiting for the survivors to choose their characters. And the survivor lineup is looking incredibly good. They have a decoder, and Lawyer is incredibly good on this map. He just spawns inside of hospital, sees where the hunter is, and just goes around the other area or stays in hospital. That means he can get all his decoding done. And if he's chased, he can really get that kite. We have the stable rescuer mercenary.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's starting to look pretty good for the side of the survivors. They can really win this if played
Yeah.
correctly.
At worst tie, right, with the lineup. And we've been seeing a lot of ties. Why are you laughing, huh? I'm trying to be professional here, Gummy. Can you just keep it together? Okay, we gotta be professional. Okay.
Okay.
A lot of ties when it comes to Dream Witch now, because Dream Witch has been kind of figured out with the different changes. And this is a survivor that has seen a lot of Dream Witches. And this is a map that they thrive in. So it seems like we are going to get the survivors being delegated to Yush and Noob Spectre. So Noob Spectre, he's taking one for the team, man. He was
He
the
That
mind's eye, and the lawyer, I would say, is way more viable than the mind's eye.
Way more
because-
viable, yeah.
Yeah, no terror shocks, dude.
hmm Yeah, and we have the rest of the two survivors. Koi, who is also Shadow from FT, and he's gonna be playing Enchantress, the Harasser. Who was the? Okay, never mind. I don't remember the Prospector. I'm wondering if Koi is the Harasser for the team.
I think it was Yushi. So if we
Yushi. Oh,
go
okay,
into
it
the
was-
game, is it Koi? So it was blue. Yeah, so it's the acrobat that was the harasser
okay.
in the previous one. I think Koi was Koi the mechanic. Anyway, we'll go back. I have a goldfish
yeah.
memory.
Same. So yeah, I mean, the survivors, they can get the revenge in this round. The wheel was very nice and kind to them this time around. Got a very good lineup. I mean, I was getting a little worried. We saw in the previous one where the survivor lines up was very challenging.
It was.
Right,
Not gonna lie. And also we had also days where the hunter lineup was also kind of challenging on the hunter side too.
That's
So
true.
again, I think we haven't seen, or like I don't think we've seen where it's kind of balanced, where it's all meta hunters or meta survivors or super non-meta survivors and non-meta hunters. Because here it seems like it. Okay, between these two, who is it favoring though?
I think it's favoring the survivors because the survivor is really balanced. The map is very survivor sided. It's nice and small. In the previous match, it was moonlit. So just transitioning for the survivors. One survivor gets injured, they have to transition, take over the cipher machine. One survivor has to make all the way back. That's gonna stop the cipher progress. Even though the cipher progress was pretty fast, it really helped the hunter just build up a lot of her webs. And she had so much webs to utilize and just move around, downing one survivor after the other.
That's fair. Yeah, I see that how it can go sort of to the survivor side. I said that before with Breaking Wheel though, so that's what's keeping me kind of like, we don't know what these hunters are capable of. They could just like lock in with anyone. So just want to keep that. And the hunters do have an advantage because the tie is still very good in the hunter side. So he can actually just opt for a tied game and it'll be all good.
Yeah, I mean, we could see something really unexpected like a Percy. Right?
Yeah, that's true. Like, if Hetian wants to pop off.
Yeah.
And there's no healers on this team. But they're all there's Cypher Rush. Percy would be really cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It would be. I mean, Percy does get harassed a lot because
he does.
Yeah, but really good Percys, if they just get those angles right, they can just quickly down survivors.
I know. If Hetian is listening to us, if you pick Percy, don't blame us. Like it's really cool to see a Percy, but
it was just a joke.
know that if you do pick Percy, immediately chat is going to be on your side because they want to see a Percy pop off. But if you don't, it's totally fine. $200 on the line.
End the game as quickly as possible. Yeah, go for that Dream Witch clown.
Look at you reading the script ahead of time. Let's go.
That's right. The clown buff has really helped him. He doesn't crash into corners as much, and then his items don't get expelled in certain circumstances. So yeah, a lot of buffs on the clown. We actually saw him in the competitive tournament. Cho Ai really likes to play clown. He's that like clown player. So yeah, in that sense, clown can really, and since it's a small map, he can utilize the drills to get ground drills and get around the map quickly. So and he can stuff rescues. Unless it's mercenary or terror shock, then yeah.
Well, the lawyer could definitely just go for those rescues if possible.
Yeah, he doesn't get terror shocked.
Yeah, so it seems like the lawyer is going to be the main shot caller at the center of this map, while Yush and PP will be surrounding the hunter that is across the shack area. Koi is just going to be in front of the shack on the ruins area. So it's once they get inside hospital, it could be hard for Hetian, but like you said, I think Hetian needs to build the parts first for him to be able to get that Unli dash. And since this is a compact map, he can get those parts pretty fast.
Yeah, he's just gonna use the long drill. Is it called the long drill? I'm kind of forgetting. But to get around a map, pick up all his parts, and then he's gonna start going for those survivors. And it does look like everything is set up. We're just waiting for the game to start. Seeing that he did spawn in back gate. 2-person, we're gonna get started. And it looks like he's at the statue. He's gonna be picking up his parts near this cipher machine, and we can see the lawyer is gonna stay inside of hospital, very safe area for the decoder, and he's gonna start his dash towards the walls.
Yeah, this is a great skin, by the way. I think it's another Walker skin, but also the items are great, so you can actually see where the parts are. So while he's doing this, he's patrolling the area, giving some map pressure, and also look at the wow, able to thread the needle. Dude, able to go up, and now he's going to try to look for the lawyer, able to pick up so much parts. He's going to crash into that pallet, but he's now going to chase up the lawyer. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so it looks like the lawyer is looking at his map. Oh, Hunter sees the blood trails and sees he already dropped down. He's not going to go around, and he's going to close the distance, making his way to Birdcage, is able to get that vault, so Hunter can't utilize his drill. He needs to go over that window, is able to get this area, is able to throw down that pallet.
So now this is kind of the bane of the windows are the banes of the hunters. So lawyer's gonna take this kite. He's gonna be able to avoid that, and now actually takes it out. Goes for a blink already with decisive force. There, lawyer is already injured. Looking at the personas though, it seems like Enchantress is the one. Oh no, Enchantress and Mercenary. So they have two tide turners to play with.
And he's just walking around this pallet, a little bit of mind games. Hunter's just going to get rid of this pallet so that he can't keep working around these double pallets. As the Hunter's breaking this pallet, he's going to be transitioning away, waiting around at this window, a little bit of mind game, is able to get that vault.
Yeah, and now this is going to be hard in this T-walled area. You're going to have to play the mind games. He's going to have to hug around this window, but he's going to go back and forth here to see. But the 180s are going to be pretty tough. Hetian is buying so much time, by the way. Noob Spectre is doing a great job just containing it, but there is someone that's decoding here, so let's see if he's going to change it up. He's going to crash, and now he's going to have to go on foot to try and down this this lawyer, while Yush is here for some support.
Yeah, and if we can see, the cipher progress is looking great. We already have 3 ciphers completed, and he still hasn't downed this lawyer. He already utilized his ability. Now he's back on his drill, and he's trying to get the... Oh, we got the acrobat body blocking for this lawyer, allowing the lawyer to transition away.
Yeah, so this gave him a little bit of time. He's wasted the drill already. No blink attempt is going to happen because it's still off cooldown, and last 2 ciphers are being worked on. So Noob Spectre doing a great job, just buying so much time, running the routes, forcing the hunter's hand here. And he's got to get more parts. He can't get that Unli drill going, but there's no parts here, Gummy.
Yeah, we can see the lawyer is doing such a great job working around these windows, looping this area. He's already used up all of his naps, so now he has his raw kiting ability, but he does get that buff since he was able to vault a lot of windows and pallets. Is going to be able to get that vault once again.
Yeah, so Noob Spectre actually kiting till the very end here. The ciphers look like they're about to be primed in a few seconds, and he has not put a survivor onto a rocket chair yet. So Noob Spectre doing an amazing job. Gonna try to go for a dash. He's gonna crash into the pallet. All good because the last cipher is at 90%. We see PP here trying to go for a block and able to actually tank a hit, force attack recovery. And now the last cipher is about to pop. They're gonna wait for the last possible second to do so. And they just go for that pop since the borrowed time is gonna be expended by Acrobat, Mercenary, and Lawyer. No detention here because again, clowns usually don't bring detention. They just want to get the early chase going. So this is definitely going in the survivor's favor.
Yeah, I mean, the exit gate is... One exit gate, the back gate seems to be open around 30%. We see another flywheel here, but he will be getting the hit. However, since Hunter doesn't have detention, that means the Acrobat is still up and running, and he has a lot of balls to work with.
Yep, and now at least a down onto the survivor here. We do see that Koi is in the mix here. He's gonna try and harass as much as he can. Tries to go for a flywheel, but this overextension could actually bite them at the end. So they don't want to, well, they want to open up this gate as well, the one that's closer to them, just in case. And it's, yeah, go for it.
It's opened.
Oh, that's the gate that's open. Okay, I thought it was the back gate. So now he's just actually carrying him away.
Yeah. So he finally gets it down on his first survivor. It is going to be the Acrobat, but since the exit gate is open, this is looking like a 3-man escape. We see wanted order is on the Mercenary. Are they going to try to fight for more?
It seems like they're gonna heal up the Enchantress and try to go for a 3-person, well, at least just spread the attention of Hetian. Mercenary's already making his attempt to go for the rescue. There is gonna be Tide Turner for him to actually carry. Enchantress also has that Tide Turner ability. So it just depends. Nice rescue. Acrobat now has some bombs to work with. They're gonna try to escort him for a 4-man escape here.
Yeah, and you can see that it was saved with Tide Turner. We're gonna get a little stun from the Enchantress, I believe. And yeah, they're just escorting this Acrobat all the way to the gate. We still have Tide Turner still working up.
Wow.
Body blocked by the Mercenary. You're gonna use his elbow pad.
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be a 4-man escape. Look at that. Just gets the hit, and just like that, Koi survivors answer back, but in an emphatic fashion by getting 4 points, 5 points. If you get the 4-man escape.
Alright, wonderful comeback on the side of the survivors. I honestly thought that 3 survivor escape would be good, but they wanted more, and they actually got more points than the hunter by getting that 4-man escape, that body block. I think the no detention clown really hurt him in this case.
Yeah, and you gotta give it up to Noob Spectre because the no detention clown, it became a factor towards the end because usually the clown character really builds up till that first down early on. But man, the lawyer getting chased out there, using the windows, the pallets. Yeah, you can say that. And he didn't even see the rocket chair. So well, until the gates were open, but it was the acrobat that saw that rocket chair. So just incredible coordination, incredible kiting on Noob Spectre side, and incredible coordination for the escort outside of that rocket chair from the acrobat.
Yeah, I mean, the lawyer did an incredible job with that mind games. If you saw his drill, every single time he vaulted right before he landed that drill, so he kept missing, and the only hit he got was with blink. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely an incredible job on the side of the lawyer. Wonderful kite. And it does look like we'll be able to see the stats. 200 seconds under containment.
That's the power of a lawyer, folks. Noob Spectre with 200 seconds, and everyone was able to escape. Incredible performance on his side, and really played to the strengths of the lawyer, and really kind of showed the openings or the weaknesses of clown in a map like this, and especially when they're windowed areas. Like Gummy pointed out, the only time the hunter got a hit was when he blink hit.
Yeah, and the 4-man escort to the exit gate, the 3-man escort, the body block for the mercenary, and every time the hunter got close, we got the stuns from the enchantress. So incredible support on the side of that survivors, and being able to get that 4-man escape and that tide turner. It seems like having that exit gate open right next to this hunter was something the hunter didn't expect. So he most likely thought they will just take that 3-man escape, but no, they wanted more, and they were able to achieve more.
I wonder if Hatian was thinking like, "Hey, I let you guys get a 3-person escape. Like, why didn't you do the same?" They actually won up. So because he didn't use his trait in the previous game, and he still had trump cards, so he could have actually gotten a little more. But now, seems like Koi survivors are really out for blood, and they want to be able to one up, because right now in terms of points they are leading. We're still gonna play game number 3, which I feel like Vanilla Kinda and Gummy are very excited to see that. Me too. Like, come on, it's game number 3.
Of course, yes.
I get to predict these things again.
Even though you didn't get any of them, yes, you can get game number 3 predictions, Potch. I trust, I believe, I support you. We're a team.
Shut up. But anyway, I hope that we get, like, when it comes to the predictions, is that we get more balanced lineup for survivors and hunters, because this is the closest game that we are seeing between both factions. So let your voice be heard in chat who you guys are supporting, because this is the closest. I mean, we did see games go up until game number 3, but the hunter faction and survivor faction were leading in that regard. But right now, this is possibly the closest that we are seeing. So we're going to take a very short break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with more IVA Challenge Mode Demon Kings Arena day number 4.
And welcome back to the IVA Challenger Mode Demon Kings Arena. Day 4, last day. We saw an incredible performance with the Hunter in the first game, got that 3-man elimination. We saw incredible performance for the Survivor side with a 4-man escape. Now we're on to game 3 that will decide everything.
Yeah, and the Hunter is kind of put in a tough spot here because if the Hunter doesn't get a 4... Well, no, actually, you could just tie this out. He needs to get at least a 3-man elimination for, because we're going to compare points, right? And the Survivor team got 4 points. So, right? So Hunter cannot tie. Hunter needs to at least get a 3-man elimination just because he wins the rounds. So we don't have to compare points. That's rough.
Oh, so now the Hunter is at kind of a disadvantage. He needs to get that 3-man elimination.
Correct.
Which is really depends on the Survivor character picks, if you think about it. Because the Survivor lineup in the first game was not the strongest, even though they did do a very good job.
Yeah.
In the second round, they had a really balanced. We had a decoder and a rescuer. But yeah, I mean, still the decoder did the most kiting, so that was very unexpected. But you know, they did what they could.
And the lawyer definitely cooked. So guys, shout outs to the Lusty Rose, Vanilla Kinda, Mr. Flamingo. Shout outs to each and every one of you. Seems like we are going to get our first Survivor pick. Is it going to be Grave? No, it's going to be the Painter. Painter to start things out with us.
So not bad. We have been seeing Painter in the tournament scene. We've actually seen Hunter bring excitement just to get rid of that painting. Or Hunters can, you know, look to the back, moonwalk, and avoid the paintings. Ooh, Magician! Also a very strong Survivor.
Yeah, Magician receiving
buffs.
Receiving some buffs here and can kind of block Hunters in the passageways now. Very creative ways to use the wand. This could be an interesting lineup, and we're gonna top it off with an Explorer. Man, where's this map? Where Explorer is here, but where's this map? Go, because man, if it's an Explorer side, Chinatown. It could be. Yeah, it could work. It could work. It's fine. Archer? No, Escapologist.
Escapologist.
We did see him in the first day, Escapologist making his debut, but he is coming back out here. So the Escapologist to round it out. You could say, they kind of have their fair share of Decoder, Rescuer, and Kiters in this lineup, but not the most that you definitely see. But hey, we got an Escapologist.
I mean, we prefer to have Explorer in areas that have a lot of grass and obstacles for him to hide. Chinatown doesn't have a lot of those areas, but they do have like those little corners or like little rubble where the Explorer can actually hide completely.
Wait, pick a Hunter real quick. You pick Dreamwitch.
Oh no. What is there? Oh no. I can't. I'll just go with 4 Hunters. I can't pick
4 Hunters. All right, real quick, pick one right now.
Okay.
Pick one right now. Hellember. Okay, so that's a Joseph. That's a photographer. God damn, dude, I'm running with my 5 and none of them have shown up. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy.
You know, we can't always be, good with those predictions. As you've said, they're completely random. It's just all on luck. So, Oh,
Are you kidding me?
Wax Artist! Another point for...
Hey, I'm so glad this is the last day.
I'm just winning every single round.
And there she is. There's the gummy I know.
This is crazy, because I lost all my confidence losing to you again and again.
Yes, finally, an Anne. Hooray. Thank God.
Finally.
Thank God.
Congratulations,
just give me one.
Potch.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Anne.
An Anne coming in. The disciple coming into this. The Anne. Chinatown. I guess out of the 3, the Anne could be the most viable, but you want to be able to win this round. So
yeah, you need that win.
Yeah, a 3-man elimination. Axeboy, please, Axeboy, please, Axeboy, please, Axeboy. Oh, darn it!
Like a Mad Eyes.
Mad Eyes coming into the mix here. If you're a god at Mad Eyes in this map, that would be crazy. But man, he's such a specialty pick that I don't know if he's even going to consider using the Mad Eyes. Last but not least, please Ripper. Yes!
Oh, okay. Finally, congratulations, Potch. We got the Ripper.
I want to see those Ripper buffs. I want to see the changes and how the Ripper can be viable in competitive setting. Again, this is the Demon King challenge, the Demon King arena, so it's still up to chance, it's still up to luck, but this is the lineup that we are going with here. So a Joseph, a Wax Artist, an Anne, a Mad Eyes, and a Ripper. I guess Anne and Ripper and Wax Artist are the most viable in this map. But what screams?
I mean, not Ripper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was just gonna ask you what is giving 3-man elimination among these hunters.
I'm thinking Wax Artist, because Wax Artist, we've seen them in the course streams a lot, and he's been doing, okay. He does have that possibility.
Doing okay. He's all right. But you can. But for what I'm scared is this if the Survivor team plays to that tie, because you can, because like he's really good with chase and camping, but you could just choose not to rescue.
I don't know. Use escapologists, and you can move chairs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm just concerned because they could play the passive route, and unfortunately, I don't think any of these hunter kind of scream that aggression that is gonna go past like at least the 4K and above, or not above. Sorry, 3K and above. And also just screams tie. And in a huge map like this, Koi's looking kind of strong. Well, like you said, this is a map that's big, but it doesn't have good hiding spot for Explorer. There are different alleyways that you can set up your Magician. Painter, you really have to set it up for now. So I guess it's an unconventional lineup, but it still plays to the Rescuer archetype, 2 Kiters and 1 Decoder.
Yeah, I mean, the Explorer, really where his pages spawn is actually really helps and like really kills this character. If the pages are always spawned where they're kiting and he can't approach it, he's never going to be able to pick up those pages. He's just going to have to he's just going to have to decode without the pages. So if the hunter is lucky, they can really stop that Explorer from getting that decoding progress. But I mean, Explorer also really messes up the hunter's like prediction or knowing how much cipher machines are, because even if there is like a lot of ciphers left, you could have an Explorer with 100% pages, and he could have like primed up one of the cipher machines. So it's never as it seems with Explorer. And survivors can really utilize that to their advantage. And we have the Wax Artist.
Why are you smiling, huh? Why are you smiling? Congrats, Gummy. We tied up.
We tied up. Oh my goodness. This is why I picked meta hunters. It's good. We ended up with a tie last round.
That's true. That's the moral victory. But anyway,
moral victory.
The sting of defeat still hurts because now Gummy is just gonna rub it in my face. Anyway,
I would never.
Stop it. Wax Artist though, Hutian had. I really hope that his first chase is gonna be really good. That they're forced to go for the rescue, because if by the first down happens and they pop like 2 ciphers already, they can just go for a tie game. And like you said, Escapologist could do that that chair trick where he's just gonna move. So yeah, among these hunters though, it is the Wax Artist that seems the most viable when it comes to the consistent results. But as we said, Hutian needs to get at least a 3-man elimination for him to be able to win, because a tied game, it's gonna go down to points, and Koi's survivors are leading in terms of points right now.
Yeah, I mean, survivors being able to get that 4-man escape really put them at such a huge advantage that now the hunter has to get a 3-man elimination to win. And the survivor side is looking really good. They have a rescuer, escapologist, kind of, and we have a decoder that's not as good as the previous decoders, but still very viable. So the survivor lineup is looking great. I mean, Wax Artist can do damage.
Correct me. Oh well, actually, could you shine some light on this? When he does that smoke ring, can the wax go through?
From what I know, it doesn't go through.
It doesn't, right? Because Bonbon's bombs don't go through.
Yeah, they don't go through. And the mirror can't go through. The Ripper's blades can't go through. There's something.
I think Anne's cats can go through. And Axe Boy, yeah.
Right. So things that move in a straight line, I think, can go through because like they don't get stopped, maybe.
Yeah, but that's gonna be rough if let's say the kite happens and escapologist is there, then he just puts down the ring and they just cut off the wax. And this, mind you, if the start goes in the survivor's favor, that's not a full presence wax artist just yet.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a little tough, but we gotta trust in Hetien that he knows what he's doing with that wax artist. And for the survivors, they just need to play for that tie, which is more than capable, which is actually more than possible to happen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's very interesting that you pointed that out. With that, the smoke walls, he can really actually help survivors rebound kite and help them transition to better areas. So he could possibly counter wax in a sense. And that's going to really help the side of the survivors. I'm very interested to see Escapologist in a tournament setting. We've got to see him once during that Lakeside Village map, and he continuously pushed the chaired survivor towards the corner, trying to keep him away from the Cypher machine. So in that sense, it's very interesting to see how they'll utilize Escapologist, and I'm really excited to see it once again.
King says, I love Magician in this map, so that's going to be exciting to see how Magician can play. But yeah, the first time we did see Escapologist, we didn't really see him use that ring, just him like moving the survivors, which again, viable strat. But here, I'm looking at the other hunters, definitely counters like, well, Anne's cats, but I don't know if she could jump through or she's gonna get stopped. But we did note that Ripper, his foggy blades are gonna get stopped at the fog, or the smoke that the Escapologist does bring out. So it's Hetien has a tall task ahead of him, but nothing is impossible for the hunters. But on paper, as we mentioned, they do have their fair share of like one rescuer, a decoder that you can't really rest on your laurels because you'll never know if that a page is gonna pop. So you have to just be very careful. And also you got two excellent kiters in the Painter and the Magician. So spawn locations.
Yeah, it looks like, interesting spawn locations. Every single survivor are in the corner of the map. I have never seen this before.
Only here, folks, at the Demon King Arena. My goodness.
Yeah, never seen before spawns. I mean, you do get this sometimes in rank, and you're thinking like, what are the survivors thinking? But
they're not.
No,
every
they
man for himself.
They have a plan. You know, they're just gonna go for that 2-man escape, or
is
maybe
it Gravekeeper?
more.
Yeah. Isn't it Escapologist? Because Gravekeeper also works pretty. That could
because
be
they're using their own accounts.
Oh.
Might not have Escapologist now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's probably grassroots tournaments, folks. We gotta go with that. They're gonna go with another white, like looking survivor.
Confirm?
I think we're getting something. Well, I see Chocho typing in her, but nothing yet. But we just have to wait and see.
Let's say that he's gonna play Escapologist, but
it does.
His character is
Escapologist not available in tournament mode, so we will not off the mode. Okay, so that's the spawn location.
So then the fourth survivor will be...
It's still Escapologist, but we won't see the Cypher progress, because in tournament mode, Escapologist is not there. So they're going to make a custom match, but we won't see the Cypher progress. So thank you, Chocho, for letting us know that. Kang Soren actually said something interesting. You can throw the wax bomb from above the smoke ring.
Oh, yeah. If it's above, it can go over,
Yeah, so that's hopefully he builds up that wax bomb in time before that smoke ring does happen. But sorry, you were about to say something?
So yeah, we're just gonna have to guess the Cypher progress and really.
We'll have to feel we'll feel the tension of the hunter because you'll never know. The friggin' the explorer is out and about unless he's chasing him first. But yeah, it could pop at any moment. So we just have to go by feel, chat. We're gonna be able to predict the Cypher progress. We'll be in the same boat as Hetien.
Yeah, we'll be guessing. Which is, element of surprise. We never know what's really going on in the background. And yeah,
that's true.
We'll just be clueless together.
I mean, we'll know how much is going on. We'll be able to see where everyone's at. Not completely clueless. We'll be able to at least predict the things. But I mean, especially if we see an explorer that has 50% page already and there's one cipher left, more often now we can kind of make an educated guess that he's about to pop. But yeah, just letting you guys know that the Escapologist will still come through. However, we won't be able to see the cipher progress in the mix, so it's more of like, yeah, we just gotta feel it out with you guys.
Yeah. So, really glad to see Escapologist come out again. And unfortunately, yeah, we won't be able to see the cipher progress, but we're still gonna enjoy every minute of it because we don't get to see him in the competitive scene, so like it's like a preview, and that's always exciting.
You know what's sad? We didn't see Archer. We did see Meteorologist.
Oh yeah.
We did see Peddler. We did see Escapologist twice, but unfortunately, yeah, we did not see the Archer. But we did. I mean, she is available to use. She's quite interesting. She's really an awesome harasser. But luckily for Hetian, there's no Archer in this minute. Wait, if she does an arrow to the wax artist, there's gonna be a wax that's gonna spill through, right? Because it's a stun.
Oh, I
or would you happen to know? Chat, would you let us know too?
Yes, let us know.
That interaction. There we go. Escapologist. Oh, they're not gonna go with Everyman from. Okay, this is a more
I really
standard.
like that spawn point.
Everyone's spread out. Okay.
Chase.
Right at the middle.
Yeah, it does look like the painter is going to be spawning in the middle, kind of be the buffer for the team, and we're going to get started real soon. Maybe change the screen a little. And, yeah, your players, their names, their characters. We also have an IVT coming up for Southeast Asia as well, so keep in mind these are going to be the players you'll be seeing.
Maybe some of the commentators too, but we'll just have to wait for announcements on that one. However, we see Hetian already making his way towards the center. It seems like Koi might be the one to get this first chase, the painter. I mean, this is actually really good because now this allows the explorer to kind of dig up those pages, but Koi kind of turns the corner a little too soon, gets a little bit of wax on him.
Yeah, it is going to be breaking down that palette because he doesn't want to keep allowing the survivor to loop around, and the painter does need to get that painting getting started, but it does look like he finally has enough vision on the hunter. Is going to be getting the first hit onto the painter.
First hit onto the painter, still working on that painting. We're changing some elevation here as the hunter is going to try and, oh wow, already going to get to that painting. This allows Koi to change elevations, change transitions, but hey, we actually do get a warp, and also we see the cipher progress a little bit.
Oh yeah, we do. Oh, it does look like he's buying more time here in between these two palettes, and he's trying to work on that next painting. Hunter doesn't have excitement, and the survivors now know that, so he's going to be getting that painting ready as soon as possible. Doing a very good job avoiding the wax, but does have 100% wax onto the survivor, and will be able to down him for the first time.
Yeah, this is still alright. At least he can use the painting for the rebound kite. Explorer does have a Tide Turner to work with. He also has the 50% page and is already pressuring the rescue. Still looking alright for the survivors as well as the hunter. Depends on how this next rescue is gonna happen. Seems like Hetian already knows that Yash is in the area. Depends on where he's gonna approach, while the cipher progress is moving on the other side of the map.
It does look like he has Tide Turner, so he's going to take the hit here and get that rescue. But if the hunter suddenly changes to Explorer, we have that 50% page, but he's going to go for this painter and secure his first down. The painting is ready. Oh, but isn't able to utilize it. Will be taking that hit.
It's all good because the escapologist can anyone can go for a second rescue, but the Tide Turner is on that painter, unfortunately. So he can go for that last minute painting drop when he does get rescued, but that's gonna be a little tough. Let's see how they're gonna play this next scenario. Cipher progress looking all right, but did they use the 50? Oh no 50% page. He's digging for another page, so it's 100% page that Yash is gonna have.
Yeah, and the second chair for this painter, it does look like there's another survivor coming in for this rescue, and it's going to be the escapologist, and he does have one in order, so the hunter can actually see where he is, and it looks like it's a little frozen for me.
Same.
Okay.
No, we move. We move.
Okay, yes.
It seems like they're not gonna. I think they just want to play for that tie. So it's quite unfortunate they don't use that second painting, but already using up the fog, trying to hit him through that fog. PP doing a great job. Actually, great placement of that fog area, but now he's gonna eat that hit at 80% wax. Kind of scary here. Explorer has already used up the page. He only has 19% left, so last cipher is nowhere close, and PP gets hit by the wax bomb.
Right, and he's able to down his next survivor. His victim is going to be the escapologist. However, 4 cipher machines are completed. We can have the magician come in for the rescue. The basement is in this area, so no, it doesn't look like he wants to chill in the basement. We can't see the progress on the last cipher machine. And magician's at full health, so he can come in for this rescue.
Uh-oh, but now he's actually going to pressure this cipher, and it's going to be waxed off. So he's really prolonging the last end pop. Note that it's Explorer that does not have that borrowed time. So Noob Spectre has to be very careful to pressure this rescue. Yash is still going to force the matter here, but this is just going to allow Hutian to just continue on and just pressure this cipher with a wax bomb. So it's looking quite good for the hunter here. They need to pull distance away from this area just so that they can pop this cipher.
Yeah, they were able to get that backdoor rescue and utilizes his smoke wall immediately so that he could escape. And Hunter is just concentrating on this cipher machine because they don't have an extra cipher machine quite yet. But the escapologist was able to get out of this area, and it looks like they're healing up. Now the Hunter is trying to pressure this cipher machine, but the Explorer has already left, knowing that this area is going to continuously be waxed off.
Yeah, Hutian's doing a great job knowing where the survivors are going to be at, but the heal is going to come off onto the escapologist. He's going to try and look to see if any other ciphers are shaking to see if he can catch out the Explorer. Note that Explorer still has that 19% page, so it's still all good. But now that the escapologist is healed up, it's looking real good for the survivors here to just get that tie. But Yash overextending here. Unfortunately, Yash does not have borrowed time, so if Yash falls, he's going to fall with that 19% page.
Yeah, and it looks like the Hunter is starting to throw his wax, but he's doing a very good job avoiding this wax by hiding behind the obstacles. Is finally able to land some wax. He's going to be eating a lot of wax here at this pallet, and getting that wax 100% will be able to down this Explorer, and they won't be able to utilize that 19% page for the time being. However, the last cipher machine is almost primed.
Yeah, he's going to try to chair it close to that cipher, but they could just go ahead and pop, but it's still going to be quite risky. PP is actually going to go for a backdoor rescue. Oh no, actually he's going to go for the smoke, well, just to carry the Explorer away from this rocket chair. So this is actually a great job on the side of the survivors just to get a safe rescue going. Gets the safe rescue, but now they're pressuring this side of the map where they've only worked on this cipher. It's at 99%.
Yeah, so it does look like the Hunter will be changing to the Magician, but Magician does have borrowed time. Hunter's going back to the cipher machine because he doesn't want to leave it alone for too long, trying to block it off, and he does look like he arrived before the survivors.
Yeah, so they're doing a really good job here. PP all healed up could actually take this next kite, but wow, they're really going to force the matter here, which is very scary. Oh no, Yash actually going to work on another cipher, which is a really good strategy. He's going to go for a wax trick, but now escapologists actually pulled distance away and they just popped the last cipher.
Yeah, so it's the end game. 3 survivors. Hunter needs to get that 3-man elimination. He needs to down this survivor as quickly as possible and go for another survivor. He does have detention that works in his favor. Gonna change to teleport and teleport to the exit gate.
Wow, with authority, just going through that pallet, gets the down onto this Explorer. There's still time for him to actually make his way towards the other side of the map. He's going to chair, closer towards the center here to see if he can cut off anyone trying to go for the exit gate. That exit gate's opening. He has got a clear line of sight for him to try to wax it off. He needs to walk a little more closer here for this wax bomb, and just like that, the escapologist is going to move the Explorer away from this area.
And it looks like he blocked off that exit gate, so now it's not open, but it's at 88%, and the survivors need to really try to make up their decision here. They just need to get that 2-man escape. Are they going to open up this exit gate in time and try to get that
wax
backdoor save, possibly?
Oh, he opened it! So now exit gate's open. They just need a tie game for them to be able to win, but Noob Spectre is kind of extended over here. He might actually go for the dungeon escape. Hutian has to be able to catch this Noob Spectre, but it seems like he's already there, and that is going to be an escape onto Noob Spectre for a tied game. Ladies and gentlemen, COI, Koi are your winners for tonight.
Congratulations. Amazing job on the side of the survivors to get that dungeon escape. They got that 2-man escape that they needed and got the win for the survivor side.
Yeah, it was actually a really good back and forth towards the middle part there when he was able to pressure that one cipher, but unfortunately survivors were too spread out. They healed up, they were able to pressure that side of the map for them to be able to get their win condition, which was 2 survivors escape. Congratulations to COI, but shout outs to Hutien. I hope you guys could follow him on YouTube and follow his Identity 5 journey, because he's one of the great hunters of Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I mean, in that last moment, if only he knew the direction of that dungeon, that could have possibly saved him. But unfortunately, since the survivors were running around all around this map, they were able to locate that dungeon before the hunter and utilize it to their advantage. It was a close call. They continuously blocked off that exit gate. They had a little bit of struggle, Hunter had, and they moved the chair closer to that exit gate. So that was a little dangerous for the side of the survivors, but it really actually worked in their favor, and they got that escape.
Yeah, it was actually quite the risky strategy, but we're going to check out the MVP. It's none other than Noob Spectre. I believe he's supposed to be the lawyer here, because there was no wildling, but his lawyer having 200-second containment time up in hospital was definitely MVP worthy for the best deduction. So shout outs to Noob Spectre.
Or possibly the mind's eye with that decoding in the beginning.
Hey, yeah.
It's a possibility.
It's true. That's true. But compared to 200 seconds of kiting?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the lawyer.
Yeah.
Switch the photos around a little bit.
to the mind's eye. But he did bring out the mind's eye, right? So that was actually excellent. He was able to also find the dungeon escape. So congratulations to COI and Noob Spectre for getting best deduction. But also shout outs to Hutien and Last Human for being on the hunter side of this tournament. And Gummy did say, we will have also lots of tournaments coming up. IVT, NAEU is happening tomorrow. Stay tuned for announcements when it comes to the Southeast Asia tournaments. But you guys will be seeing some familiar faces from this tournament when it comes to Southeast Asia tournaments.
Yeah, we'll be able to see your favorite players play once again. We'll be able to see Potch again the very next day. Hopefully he can get his sleep and energy, and we can cheer him on. It's going to be exciting.
Are you going to cheer me on? Are you going to be awake? Are you going to be awake?
Definitely to see the replay. I will be cheering for you in that replay.
How dare you? How dare you, Gummy?
Yeah.
But congrats, you won. You won the prediction, so I have to be nice to you. So congrats on that.
Thank you. Yes.
There we go. The lawyer. Noob Spectre on that lawyer. 200 plus seconds. Congratulations. Also on that mind's eye, also on that magician, which barely saw any action, but hey, you know what? I was able to make it work at the end of the day and get the tie game for them to get the victory.
Exactly. I mean, that 5 cipher kite was definitely best deduction. I don't think another survivor could have done that 5 cipher kite. Excellent utilization of his lawyer ability, skills. Yeah, and this is the last day. I hope you enjoyed it. We had an amazing 4 days of tournament. Anything you want to say, Potch?
I mean, we gotta thank chat for being here first and foremost. It's been quite the journey. I hope you guys do support this type of format and support the players, because we're so used to just tournaments and playing at the highest level, but adding this type of mechanic, adding this type of community game, I believe it brings a lot of people closer to the streamers, to the content creators, and to the pro players. And it kind of just reminds us also why we love the game so much, is because, you know, this game can be enjoyed in various skill levels, and also when it comes to luck, you can try to make certain compositions, certain hunters, certain maps work in your favor. So I hope you guys do support this IVA Challenge Mode Demon Kings Arena.
Yeah, I mean, I was very excited to see all the different characters that we don't normally see in the tournament gameplay, especially on the hunter side, because in the hunter side, we always see the meta hunters. But this time, we got to really see all of the different hunters and the different maps. We were able to utilize the
laughing at me,
different
dude?
Maps, such as Keyboard Racecourse, White Sand Street Asylum. And in White Sand Street Asylum, the survivors are always, I think, able to get a tie each time. So it's not as hunter-sided as you'd expect. So survivors actually did pretty good. So that was interesting to see. We got to see Dark Woods, which will be available in tournament mode next time, I believe.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see it in Call of the Abyss and our other big tournaments. But yeah, I think that we're just so accustomed to see like the regular picks and bans that it's kind of cool to see certain survivors or players play in different scenarios. So that was the Demon King's Arena, guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying. I see Six is here. I see Just a Girl who was married to 487. SC Courage. Jean is here. Vanilla Kinda. Shout outs to each and every one of you. Ellie's here. Miyaki. And I feel like they're telling us to go back to talking about this the stats here after we got the MVP. So again, a tied game, which is good on paper, but Hetian really needed that 3-man elimination. So it is COI survivors to get the dubs.
Yeah, I mean, Painter did a lot of containment in the first start of the game, and he was able to get 68%. So the Explorer, Escapologist with the most, but it's very close. So it does look like they were able to really divide the hunter's attention and take up a lot of time, enabling the survivors to get that escape. On the side of the survivors, we have the magician with the most decoding once again. So
yeah. This is a new Spectre, man. He's a problem. If he's not being kited at 200 seconds of containment time, he's decoding triple digits when it comes to containing the hunter and also decoding. He actually got 40 seconds. That's crazy. I don't remember seeing him that much, but here we have it, folks. This is today's results. It is COI to get the victory here in match number 2, and tied it up in match number 3. But quite the close competition when we started things out between GX and COI.
Yeah, great competition. I believe from my experience and seeing this tournament, it just really depends on the survivor picks for the wheel. Because if the survivor picks are very balanced, the survivors do really good. If the survivor picks aren't as balanced, the hunter usually does better. So it is luck, but obviously you do need to have that skill to back it up.
And I think also the reason why it's more survivor-based is because the big four aren't here. Hullabaloo's not here, true. Goatman, Ivy, Opera Singer, which, again, they also receive their fair share of changes, but they're still very much in the meta. So, yeah, I agree with that sentiment that really kind of depends on how the survivors get drafted with the wheel. And the thing is, they're kind of stuck. They're locked with those 4 survivors. We haven't seen the day where it was like 4 decoders or 4 rescuers. So maybe in the next one, who knows?
Maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So well, I was gonna say something, but I actually forgot.
Goldfish memory, chat. It's all good. We all get those type of moments. Sorry if I threw you off guard there, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you guys also. Did you hear that? Like ASMR. ASMR. Yeah.
We heard it. Oh, yes.
So anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy. I could never like it's what? Percy? What kind of ASMR? What kind of
Percy.
ASMR are you doing?
He's a girl.
I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Don't worry, chat. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Gummy, any last words before we sign off?
I mean, it was great to see everyone participate in this kind of format. I had so much fun commentating with you, Podge, and very thankful for the audience and the participation, and everyone was so kind and supportive. So really great experience for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well, Gummy. Awesome predictions for tonight. So congratulations to you. I will give you that. And I'm excited to see you guys in IVT NAEU in a few hours. So I'm going to get some sleep. But on behalf of Gummy and myself, we'll see you guys on to the next one. Keep playing Identity 5 and wish you guys a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.